Hey everyone, today we're going to be showing you how to install the Tusk UTV Full View Glass windshield on your Kawasaki KRX 1000. It's going to be the same process for the 2 and the 4-seaters. And with this full view glass windshield, you don't have that bulky frame all the way around the perimeter. You're going to have better vision. This is made from the highest quality automotive grade glass, so it's going to stay looking good for a long time and help protect you from the elements. And if things get dirty throughout the day, you've got a windshield wiper to help clean it off. It's simple to install, so let's go ahead and get started. To start out, we have everything laid out on the table, and I just want to show you guys a couple options you have for clamps. So these 2 clamps right here, these are the clamps that come with your kit. It's just a standard roll cage clamp. It's got a rubber piece inside of there, and the kit actually comes with 4 of these. We're going to show you another option though. So if you have other accessories on your machine, you have a low profile clamp option from Tusk. This is sold separately. It's going to come with 4 clamps in that kit, even though I just have 2 of these laid out here. And then it comes with longer bolts to use with this kit as well. So just some clamping options. We've got those soft upper doors installed on our machine, so I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to be running these. But with that being said, you do want to prep your windshield before you bring it over. We're going to start out by installing the windshield wiper. We've got this blanket laid out, that way we don't accidentally scratch our windshield. So I've got the windshield wiper mount and handle. All you have to do, pull the little nut off the end, take the mount. You're going to remove the nut, washer, and grommet. And then we're going to come from the back side of the windshield, set the grommet and washer back in place along with that nut. And then you can actually adjust this and put different amounts of tension on that wiper, or if you need to clear your roof or anything else that's sticking down, you can adjust where this sits. But for now, we're just going to try to center this up. So we'll go about right there. You don't have to crank these down super tight. I'm using a 19mm wrench to do that. Just make sure the nut on the back side doesn't spin when you do it. So I'm thinking that's good right there. Now to prep the wiper. First, we're gonna remove this protective cover. You can just slide that off. You have a cover on top of the wiper. Press in on the 2 tabs. This is gonna pop up. Then we have the wiper arm. That's gonna go through the cover. We're going to hook this onto the wiper all the way down and then snap that cover back in place. Now we're going to take the handle, we're coming through the bottom, and if you didn't already know, the bulb seal at the bottom of the window, that's going to be facing in towards the cab. So as we put the wiper arm on, I try to line up the handle with the arm. And as you line this up, you'll notice that there's splines on both the wiper arm and the handle. Make sure you get that lined up, and then use your 10mm combo wrench and tighten that nut down. Now with all of this ready, we'll go over to the machine. Now on the machine, if you do have any accessories that could get in the way, you want to go ahead and remove them. We removed that filler panel for our soft upper doors, but again, if you want to keep those on and just get the low profile clamps, that's always an option. So with that being said, we can move on to installing the filler panel. So this is just going to slide under that roof right there, and the bend at the top, that's going in towards the cab. And then we have the smallest bolt in the kit along with the washer. You're going to go through the mounting location in that frame gusset, and then we have the nylock nut on the inside. So once you have the hardware loosely installed, you want to center the filler panel side to side. Then tighten the hardware down with your 4mm Allen and 10mm socket. Now for these standard roll cage clamps. I'm going to start by removing this Allen right here along with that washer. We are not going to be reusing that bolt on any of the clamps. Then on the back side, again, 5mm Allen socket. We're going to remove this cap. Then you have this rubber strip. We're not using this right now. We will later. And then we're going to reinstall both clamps without the rubber strip. We're going to leave them loose enough so we can slide them up and down the A-pillar. Then this flat part of the clamp is going to sit against the windshield, and make sure the threads that are in this are facing towards the inside of the machine. And then we'll just let both of these sit at the bottom. And if you're using this style of clamp, go ahead and do the same steps on the other side. But we're going to use those low profile clamps on the other side with our filler panels for the soft upper doors. So with the filler panel, we're just going to quickly remove the hardware going through the two clamps on that. Then we're going to remove this bolt through our low profile clamp. There's a spacer as well. We're going to set those aside, and we're not going to be reusing this bolt. And then to get this clamp snapped on, something that I like to do, put a bag over the roll cage. That's going to help protect it. And then just press this right onto the cage, remove the bag. And then this top clamp is going to be pretty close to this gusset right here. So I'm just going to slide it in that area. And then, I have this clamp right here, again, is for my soft upper door filler panel. So I want to make sure the next clamp I install is just below that. After that, I'm going to have a friend help me set the windshield in place. And as you do that, just keep in mind that you want to start with having the windshield high and then go behind these front fenders and lay it down. Now with the windshield set in place, make sure that both of the metal spacers on each side of the window in each mounting location stayed in place. Once you've done that, you've got a shorter and longer M8 bolt that came in the kit. Take the longer M8 bolt, you're going to go through the top mounting location and then through that filler panel that we just installed. Then you're going to have a nylock nut on the inside, and we're leaving all of this hardware loose for now. Okay, so the next step is to line up the clamps for the side mounts, and these are the M8 by 35 millimeter button head bolts. So the shorter of the two, and you might have to adjust your windshield side to side to get everything lined up, but we'll get those started a few threads. After that, if you have the low profile clamps, you want to grab that longer bolt that came with the kit. We've got our spacer, and the spacer has a little bit of foam tape on it. You're going to have to press in on that against the roll cage while you work this bolt through. Then we've got that nylock nut on the inside. And once we have all of the hardware loosely installed, we can make adjustments from side to side and up and down. Keep in mind the bulb seal going across the bottom, you do not want that smashed. It's just barely touching that dash all the way across. With this centered side to side, I'm ready to raise this up just a little bit. And to make sure this doesn't get too low, I'm actually using just a small cutout of cardboard, fold it over a couple times. And I'm gonna make sure that this is pushed up far enough that this can slide through. And again, the whole reason I'm doing this is it's really important that this windshield is able to float. If you don't have enough clearance at the bottom, this thing, if it's resting against the dash right there, it could potentially cause problems and crack it. So again, this is really important. Make sure that that bulb seal is just lightly sealing all the way across that dash. And I'll just use a 5 millimeter Allen and 13 millimeter socket to tighten those two bolts up. And with these tight, it's really important to take a look at that spacer going through the grommet. It has to be completely flush with the grommet. If it's kinked, you're getting uneven clamping pressure and it could lead to a problem. Then from here, what we want to do is remove the back half of these clamps if you're going with that standard style. And then a ball Allen is going to help you with this bottom one. After that, you want to tighten these M8 by 35 millimeter button head bolts. Now you're going to take your rubber strip and you're going to place this in the back half of that clamp. We're going to cut this strip just to fit in the back half. Then you'll just set that in the back side of the clamp. Then just make sure you tighten this down even. Again, this metal insert needs to sit flush inside that grommet right there. And if it doesn't, it's going to lead to problems. And then if you have the low profile design, make sure any accessories that are going to go underneath this grommet on the windshield, make sure they're installed and where they need to be. So we've got these clamps for our other filler panel. They're all lined up. So I can go ahead and use my 5mm Allen and 13mm socket, tighten these down. And you're probably going to have to use a combo wrench for this bottom location. So I'm going to pull those cardboard pieces out. And again, just making sure that that bulb seal is just lightly resting against the dash, which it is looking real good right now. So we're good to go. And from here, if you had any other accessories previously removed, you can go ahead and reinstall those. And that's it. That's all it takes to install the Tusk UTV Full View Glass windshield on your Kawasaki KRX1000. If you have any questions about the process, leave those down in the comments. If you need to pick one of these up, you can find them on our website. Just click the link in the description below. We offer free shipping on orders over $75. And if you want to see more helpful content like this for your KRX, you're going to want to subscribe to our channel. I'm Charles with Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Thanks for watching.